My name is Paul McManus, and I'm the current president of Carlow Theatre Society. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. I joined Little Theatre relatively recently, only 2017. I had been a member of the Carlow Storytellers, which is a sort of, not a splinter group, that's the wrong word, but it was started by Seamus O'Rourke, the Storytellers. John Hickey consistently pestered me to do some theatre, so eventually I joined up for Philadelphia, Here I Come. That was my first production. Well, I first moved to Carlow in 2005 and I wanted to do drama, and Little Theatre were there. Now, I didn't get the opportunity because I was in shift work, etc., etc. So it's very much, it means creativity, it means community. And there's friendship now as well. I have to say, I've made some very good friends in Little Theatre so far. My favourite production, I suppose I'll go back to Philadelphia, because it was the first one I was in, and it was a fantastic cast. In particular, well, I don't want to start naming names, but I will. John Brady and Mary Moore played two of the lead roles in that, Madge and S.B. O'Donnell. And I mean, I was in awe of John. I could speak to John during Philadelphia. I got to know him in the later productions, but at that time I was completely in awe of him. So it's a play that I was going to do last year in Kilkenny as well. So it's very fresh in my head, that script, and I really loved it. Such a creative process. Before I acted, I really just assumed you learned your lines and then someone told you where to stand. But the whole thing about characterizations, about how the character speaks, how they walk, etc., etc., that whole journey from the page, from these words on the page to the stage, is a very exciting one, particularly if it's a new work. And I was lucky recently to be doing two pieces with Barnstorm Theatre and the Barn Elves Players in Kilkenny, where we did duologues by new writers. So these were brand new pieces. You get to meet the writer, you see their words on the page, and you try and bring those words to life. That's a very, very creative thing. And it's one of those things where you kind of look back afterwards. I like to look at a script just after we finish the play or whatever, and you kind of go, well, I didn't know that, however months or weeks back, and then I ended up sort of trying to be that person on the page. It's quite strange when you think of it that way, but very, very satisfying. We have a run in the theatre. We have our 3 or 4 nights in the theatre, and then that's it. And it's happened to me every play so far, where we finish on the last night, and then maybe 2 days afterwards, I'm thinking, oh no, I should have done that. I should have had the character do this. That would have been better there. So there's a bit of frustration there, and I only really caught that when I went on the circuit, on the one-act circuit with Al Ladd the year before last. That was great because we'd perform in Cork on one week, and the following week then we were in Palmerstown, and the week after Longford, and every week you could think about your performance and evolve the character and all that, and that was very enjoyable. I think Cunty Bollocks is a particularly good one because it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and yet you know what it means. It's gender neutral, and there's a nice kind of ring to it. Really, in the short term, it's just to get back up and running again. Because of the pandemic, we haven't performed live for 18 months. And there's always a danger when something stalls like that, that a sense of inertia or ennui can creep in. And so you really just, my job, I think now, is just to galvanize us, to get us back up into performance thought again. That at the moment, we still can't perform, and we still don't know when we'll be able to, but the signs are good. On a slightly more longer term, I would like to get more younger people involved with Little Theatre. There's a couple of very strong musical theatre groups in the town, Slapdash, Striking Productions as well. And I'd like to get some of those people into Little Theatre, because drama is a slightly different skill. And I think that it would be great to get them in, because you need fresh blood. That invigorates society the whole time. And then at the end of it all, to hand over to whoever the next president's going to be, where things are at least no worse than they were, hopefully better.